Congratulations. What a phenomenal script.
Oh.
And, you know, I have to say, there's so many things that came out of Ben Stiller's mouth that I just gasped and I thought, Mike White had secret cameras set up in my home. Like, word for word, things that he said that I've thought. And honest to God, you're not anywhere near the age I am. Where does this come from?
I mean, yeah, it's funny because I have had a lot of people say, like, have you been following me around? Or, like, how did you get into my train of thought? And that's gratifying because I feel like, there's definitely a part of me that's Brad. And, you know, I think we all do that kind of thinking sometimes, even though it's embarrassing to us. And, yeah, and part of me felt like maybe instead of, like, pretending that that side doesn't exist, like, maybe unpacking it and writing about it might, you know, shed some insight into it.
And make you feel a little better?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it a cathartic process writing this?
Well, it was definitely felt like I related to Brad. I can relate to some of the other characters, but I do think that's, you know, I'm the same age as he is. And, you know, there's just moments where, you know, you lie in bed wondering.
Yeah, sure. But you know, you're knock wood, such a successful guy, such a phenomenal writer. You've given us so much great stuff, my friend. Why do you have status anxiety?
Well, I think to me, I think sometimes ambitious people, like I gave the script to Ben Stiller, who, you know, is inarguably one of the most successful people in our business.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I completely relate to this guy. And I was like, wow, if he does it, then it really doesn't, I don't think it matters where you are on whatever ladder of what people perceive as successful.
Yeah.
That, you know, you still struggle with some of these, you know, doubts and disappointments and restlessness and feeling like,
Sure.
you know, you want to, you know, impress again and try to make it even more impressive the next time.
Yeah. So exactly. You're right. Who doesn't? You're right. There's no question about it. Tell me about.
I think the lady before you didn't.
Didn't?
She
Well,
was like, he's unsympathetic. I was like, you never had those thoughts? She's like, not really.
Yeah, liar. I have to say, you know, listen, I'm a huge Amazing Race fan. I was so excited to see you on that show,
cool.
and I loved it. Tell me about your relationship with your dad and how much that played into this too.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, my dad retired recently, and I think, you know, he spent most of his life as an activist and like working for nonprofits, and I think, you retired and you're like, oh, a lot of his contemporaries, you know, ended up with bigger nest eggs than he did, and kind of like looking back on his life and wondering, like, you know, trying to sum your life up and, like, you know, and whether you succeeded. And for me, of course, I believe my dad is a huge success, and, you know, I wanted to get at some of those thoughts and feelings for him in this.
Yeah, and also, you know, with social media these days, it's just so out of control where everybody looks at Instagram and Facebook and et cetera and going, oh, you know, and all you see is the good stuff in life.
Right, exactly.
I think that the people who post that are maybe the saddest people.
Well, what's funny is that I feel like I've been on both sides. Like, I'll be on Instagram and I'll look and I'll be like, I like this person in real life, but I'm starting to hate them now that I'm following them on the Instagram and what they're posting.
Right.
And then sometimes I'm like, you know, I'll be on some vacation and want to share it with, you know, my friends, and then I'll be like,
Sure.
am I like ruining somebody's, you know, afternoon at the office right now, where they're like, oh, great, good for you.
Well, I have to tell you, I just really, really love this movie. It was just
cool.
unbelievable. Please keep them coming, and I'm such a big fan. It's such a great opportunity to talk to you. Thank you so much.